The Doom Saloon was created, and then I started thinking, well, what other kind of awesome, extremely versatile fuzz can I make? Something that I can only turn like one knob, and I can get anywhere from an overdrive to a distortion to a fuzz, and even gated sputtery fuzz. Much along the lines of like, what could I do to make another bicep vaporizer but was fuzz based instead of overdrive distortion based? And I still wanted to retain along the lines of the Doom Saloon, but dial back the gain. And instead of making it such a big muff and rat, a lot more versatility as far as cleaner tones, pushing, things like that. So I came up with what I am calling the Blissful Abyss. And it is a 3-knob fuzz. It's simple. At least it used to be simple. And this is based on the Earthquaker Devices Bellows, which is a 2-knob fuzz with just a level and a drive, no tone control. This still doesn't have a tone control, if you believe it. I have added a knob that I call the saturation knob, but it is a 12-stage variable knob. It has 11 clicks. Obviously, stage 1 is how it stands in its zero positioning. And what I did was I essentially took 12 different values of capacitors and put those capacitors to each of the 12 lugs, and then inserted that at the input capacitor stage of the effect. Its value determines how the rest of the circuit's going to respond. How chewy or thumpy or thick or muddy or crisp or clean or whatever buzzwords you want to use, that's what determines it, is the input capacitor. So on stage 1, the input capacitor is the true value to the original design. And so it sounds the most like the original design that it can possibly get. And then from there, you switch through the positionings and it changes completely. So I'm going to leave the level and the drive completely alone. I'm going to leave them exactly as they are, and then I'm going to just switch through the 12 capacitors. Here is the way it's supposed to sound. Now switching, it begins at the lowest value possible up to the highest value possible. Now, the lower the capacitance value, the cleaner, the less distortion you have. And it retains its sputtery fuzz, that Velcro. It's cool, man. It's like a tone bender with 11 variants. So you can tell it's starting to get a little bit more saturated. That's because we moved to another capacitor value. But it still has the gate, the sputter. Next one. Now we're starting to get into my territory where I like the fuzzes to sound where I like them to sit as far as the grit and creaminess, the clarity. Starting to get on the other side of things where it's starting to get woolly, beefy, thick, blanketed. And the very last one. But there's still plenty of dynamic clarity and plenty of transient information that can come through if you pick softer. So prime example, this is on the very last stage, so the thickest capacitor value it can get. And if I just pick lightly, you can hear everything. See what I mean? Like, all I did was dime the volume and the gain so that you can absolutely crush and destroy the circuit so that you'll get the gated, sputtery, fucking, fuzz bender type shit. And then just back off and relax. Extremely dynamic. I'm very, 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 very proud of this build.